Do you feel like you're being wasteful when you buy real baby furniture or go to the thrift stores and buy, you know, items for your dolls versus real babies and stuff like that? Um, I always justify, like, say if it's a really expensive, like I've always wanted a Duna. So with the next set of grandbabies that were coming, I was excited to buy. And one of them was going to have to get a Duna. And well, first of all, I only knew my son was expecting. My daughter waited till she was like 6, 7 months to surprise us with like scratch offs that, hey, you're expecting another grandbaby, which they're like 2 months apart, I think. Let's see. Yeah, they're literally, well, like 1 month and a day or something apart, or a couple days apart. So anyway, so I end up, my son already had a stroller for his baby, so I got her a Duna, because guess what, when they outgrow it, I get to get it back. This used to be Bryson's car seat. When he outgrew it, Tabitha brought it back. So but it's kind of, I think I've kind of, I don't know, it still can hold, but it's due for me to have a better stroller. So my new grandbaby that's expected on my birthday, actually, because she gets to pick the due date, and she's being funny and petty and told them she wants to deliver on my birthday. When I bought his car seat and stroller, so when he outgrows it, I'll probably replace Bryson's with that one. I'll probably keep the car seat for just storage and, just for display purposes in the nursery or around the house or whatever the case may be. But, or maybe I'll donate it to someone that just really need a stroller and car seat. But anyway, I say all that to say that I don't feel like I'd be wasteful, because these are dolls. They don't throw up, they don't poop. We can use it for years and years to come. But I do think we build up a lot of stuff over a very short period of time. So my thing is always to like purge, donate to real babies, teenage mothers. That was when my girls was in high school. It was awesome, because when their friends or someone at the school was pregnant, teen moms didn't have much, it was such a blessing to me to be able to bless, these teen moms with new clothes, and they would be so excited. They would send me pictures of the babies when they put them on the little outfits and stuff, and take pictures, and that was so rewarding. And so I love that. Later, like, it's more like their coworkers. Sometimes Tabitha would see a baby at the daycare, or I'm expecting mom, and they end up talking, and sometimes you can kind of tell, and sometimes you can't tell. Sometimes people just like to save money. They have the money, they could buy new stuff, but they're like, hey, if I can get it pre-loved and save some money and spend money on other things, yes. I know for me, with my babies coming up, I took hand-me-downs all the time. You wash it and move on, because they ain't gonna be in it long. So she's done that a couple times. So I feel like it end up benefiting another child. So when people make these ignorant statements of, you could be taking care of a real baby, or you could be dissing a real baby, well, first of all, it's my money, and I don't have to justify it. And if I wanted to turn around and throw them in the trash or burn them afterwards, that's okay too, because it's my money. However, it is definitely more rewarding to be able to give it to a real baby. And so I feel like, when I do that, I definitely don't feel guilty at all about the amount of money I spend on like clothes and stuff like that. I don't really even have any baby furniture anymore. Well, I don't have a baby swing and stuff like that, bassinets or anything anymore, because it's all been given to real babies. So love that. Cribs, I still have my cribs. I have 3 cribs, 2 matching ones that are quite expensive, and then I have, again, Bryson's old crib, because it makes it easier for me to photograph the babies or do videos, which is what they're sitting on now. So yeah, so I don't know, let me know in the comments if you feel like you feel guilty for the amount of money that you spend on the accessories for the dolls. Oh, and one other thing I tend to do, I shop a lot on budget, cheap, clearance for my baby's clothes and stuff. because I tend to spend a lot more money on the actual doll itself. So I might go buy a $5, $6, $7,000 doll, but I have a problem spending $100 on an outfit for a baby. But I do have friends that don't mind, baby. They will spend $100 on a sleeper and don't even think nothing of it. But best to believe, not too many people got that sleeper. So, and their babies stand out, and I'm not mad at it, like, for real. But at the same time, my one friend that don't mind doing that stuff, also do not just buy a whole bunch of babies. They're very intentional on how they shop. I want to be like that too. I want to be one of those collectors that only buy a baby every so many years. I want to be a collector that every baby that I buy, I keep and never let go. I've been in this hobby for 13 years and I just haven't been able to get there. I'm just, it just have not worked out. I started out like never selling babies and then saying I will never sell a baby. Like, I don't see how y'all just get rid of y'all babies and all that stuff. And then the first time I sold like a whole bunch of babies to try to get a silicone baby, that spoiled me and ruined me right then and there. Every time I wanted something else new, I knew I couldn't afford it. Mind you, when I first started this, I was a single parent of 4 children. They were up in age to where they kind of didn't want to be bothered as much, and they had everything they needed, but at the same time I didn't have that much of an overflow extra to be spending on a lot of, you know, dolls and stuff like that. So I sold to buy, and when I realized that made it so much easier to let go of something to get something different, I kind of did it a lot. And then I just, from there on, that's just how it worked. Like, so I had so many $10,000 dolls in my collection at one point, but it was only because I sold that $10,000 doll to get the other $10,000 doll. It wasn't like I kept spending 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I recycled that $10,000 like 1,000 times. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Just throwing a number out there, but you know what I mean? 6,000, 5,000, whatever, 4,000, 3,000, 200, 500, 800, whatever. I recycle. Don't do a lot of trades. Don't really particularly care to do trades. I did think about it with like certain babies. I'm like, ooh, I wouldn't mind trading this one for, you know, somebody else got a baby in their collection that I really like, that I know take care of the babies. But then trading is just so risky. So many cons to it, in my opinion. But I love to see when it works out successfully between 2 collectors, or a collector and an artist, but it doesn't always go well. So I just rather I pay you, you pay me, and that be that. I know, like, even with my artist friends, it's like, well, I'll paint you a baby and you pay me a baby. I rarely have ever done that. I'm not gonna say I haven't done it before, but just because I just don't like to do that. Like, if you see a baby that you like of mine, buy it. I'll do the same, because sometimes I feel like people will feel like they got shorted. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.